Alright guys, so this tutorial right here, we recorded this in Houston at Major Deal Barber Studio. I had fun with this one. We did this at a look and learn, at a pack look and learn, man. Shout out to Houston. And we're starting out our initial guideline using our slim lines. They're not zero gap, therefore this line is not going to be hard to take out. I'm going to go ahead and ball them out, get it extra close with my T outliners. Yo, I broke this blade. I didn't pack it right, I guess, and when I got home from a flight, I looked in my bag and the gold blade was chipped, unfortunately. So we passed the shaver, and now we're just kind of clearing the bulk. We're using a number 4 coming right off the ridge of his head so that we can keep a square shape, and right underneath that, we're following it up with the number 3. We're blending down, so we're using a number 2 next, and it's closed. Unless I tell you guys it's open, it's always closed. So if I say number 2, it's a true 2, it's closed. Right underneath that, we have the 1 open. And you can see as we move down, this is the half guard. I believe it's midway open. And as you can see, like when you blend down, you see the blend coming together. You're not really creating any lines. You're just kind of creating that blend as you go. Now we have the blade all the way open, right underneath that. We're not using a bunch of lever work, as you can see. We're kind of just opening the blade to the exact measurement that kind of goes flush with one another, with the next guard and the guard below it. All right, we're following the same steps on this side. I wish we had a better angle of this, guys. We're trying to record the actual haircuts that we're doing in the classes. We're gonna do better. We gotta buy more equipment, some better equipment and stuff, and kind of do a better job of this as far as angles. And then we'll definitely be shooting more in the shop here soon once I get my setup back. But you guys can see the steps, the guards that we're using, and from this profile, the blend looks real nice. You guys can see from this angle. Now what we're doing. This is a difficult way to fade. I hate fading like this, but it's kind of the way to do it when you're teaching a class, because now I got to kind of make sure that the sides and the back all look like it's all one haircut. When you kind of go through each step all the way through and not move on until that guideline is blended, then you go on to the next guideline and do it all the way around the head. It's easier to stay organized. Where here I'm kind of jumping back and forth, and I gotta check and make sure different angles look good, and like he has indents, as you can see right here. So from like this angle, you can see the indents better. Therefore I'm able to blend it much better. Whereas when I was looking at him from the side, you didn't really see it as much. And that's one thing that's important for me. Like, I want my haircut to look good, no matter what angle you're looking at him, no matter what lighting there is. It gets difficult when you're kind of out of your element and you're trying to blend in front of a crowd, but nonetheless, you still want to check different angles. Turn the chair, keep looking at the same spot as you're turning it, and you'll probably see some imperfections that you got to go back and touch up. A lot of times when I use the corner of my blade, I'm more so using it to be a little bit more precise, to kind of work in smaller sections. You know, I'm not necessarily always using my entire blade to cut hair, because sometimes I don't need to be that spread out. I don't need to cover that much space. You know what I mean? Especially when you're detailing little parts of the haircut. So if I see a little dark spot, I'm just using my corner, just because that's all I need to touch. Here we're blending the beard in. It's pretty easy. I mean, same steps. You can see here, what I show people is no matter what length the beard is, with my 1 open, if I use that scooping motion like that, I can get a nice blend in, and then just go straight to my half and close it as I go up and blend out that beard. At this point, we're just doing a bunch of detail work. And once we're done detailing, I typically in the real world will wait till like the end of the haircut to do the detailing part. But because of the class, you know, we go ahead and do it now. And then we'll do some scissor work. We'll put some texture up there. We'll style it, put some product in, and you guys will be able to see the end result. And one of the comments that I saw, the last video that I dropped, was too many steps to do such a simple haircut. Guys, if you come to my classes, you'll see that I could get this haircut done in like 20 minutes. The entire haircut with scissors and all. YouTube really doesn't allow you to really show what you can really do, right? Not just that, but like explaining it is different. It's much easier to pull somebody up or answer somebody's exactly what they're thinking at this point in time. Like what I'm trying to do right now is explain what I'm doing right now, not knowing that you're probably questioning something else, you know. With the back of the head, I like to lean them forward, because if their head is sitting straight up, because of the protrusion of the bone, like the occipital, the parietal ridge, there's always like a hump back there. It kind of will cast a shadow. So that's why I like them to look down when I'm blending the back. And I spend a lot of time here in the back because usually that's the most dense area and the hardest part to blend, especially when you already blend the sides and then you go to the back and try to make it look like it's part of the sides, right? It makes it even harder to do. And you always want to look at it from this angle to make sure it looks good. And yes, guys, I saw the Andes T outliners. Them things look, I can't wait to get my hands on those. Supposedly they're gonna be launching them at the Bronner Brothers show, so I'm gonna be in line like everybody. I'm gonna be there, you know, camping out or something. All right, so here we're doing the scissor work. Here's the main thing you guys need to practice if you want to get good at scissor work. Technique, right? You want to practice the whole muscle memory thing, like keeping that steel blade still so you can get a nice clean cut. You want to practice parting. Parting is important. What I'm doing here is I'm kind of checking through the hair, and I'm not seeing a lot of hair that I need to cut. It was very even. I actually in this class complimented and asked him who was the last person who cut his hair, because it was grown back a little bit, but it grew back pretty evenly. That's a good haircut. A good haircut isn't how it looks right there and then. There's a lot of haircuts I see is like on YouTube and stuff where it looks great, that haircut, but you can tell it's not gonna grow back great. And I remember one of the things watching Vidal Sassoon, for example, he talked about how a good stylist or a good hair cutter, a good haircut grows back nice. Judge a haircut by how well it grows back, not necessarily how well it looks temporarily for that one, you know, those few days, right? You want the hair to grow back. Like there's so many times where I remember people will come back to me and be like, I hate the way my hair grows back, and like, you know, the cowlick sticks out. It looks good for like a few days, but then how do I control this whirl or cowlick from sticking out like this? And it was not knowing that it was me. It was like I was creating that issue by the way I cut his hair. But it looked great. It was Instagram ready, that, you know, for the first week. But I didn't realize what I was doing was causing that haircut to grow back weird. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know in the comments if you guys feel me on that. Because it's long, you know, touching it up with the scissors sometimes will make it look cleaner. And I didn't want it to look like a helmet, so I wanted to definitely thin out the front. So I used a comb, stood behind them, used a comb, and just kind of point cutted the fringe area, just to lighten it up some, not make it look so bulky and poofy. Kind of lighten it up some, thin it out some, right? And this is creating texture as well. And you guys saw I used a blow dryer and like a vent brush. I just wanted to, you know, dry it out so that I can point cut and detail with the scissors. And here I'm detailing the line up with the razor. I then the haircut's starting to come together. We didn't really do no beard work. He already had his beard touched up, so I didn't really touch the beard. We kind of just focused on the haircut primarily. And here we're using, I believe we used the Indestructible, which is our matte clay. And you can see as soon as we put that product in there, that texture really came out, really started to pop. And I was using Indestructible Tomb 45, which will be available any day now. Right now we're doing a special pre-order special that you can order those on, but those will be out soon. I'm gonna be teaching you guys all the time how to use the product and stuff, so stay tuned, turn on your notifications, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hope you like the haircut and you gained something from it. Like always, guys, I appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys in the comment section below.
So I just got back from the Rochester Chris Basio hands-on and look and learn course, and the experience is something I'll never forget. I learned so much in such a short amount of time, and he did not waste any second. Literally, he made sure everybody was on point the entire time and knew what he was talking about, and if somebody was confused, he would break it down even more. The look and learn course was great because he actually used me as a model and got to cut my hair. As you can see, it's literally the blurriest fade I've ever had. And he was just a down-to-earth guy, man, and like you could really talk to him about anything, not just in hair cutting, but in life in general. I think anybody who's even questioning on whether they should cut hair or not should go to this course. I learned so much, and I don't even have that much experience, but now, because of him, I feel really comfortable behind a chair. So I gotta thank him and, you know, his buddy Dre and the Tomb 45 squad just for putting that together, so...